Hi guys, we have a lot of updates for you today, mainly regarding DOP token mint and claim, some really interesting Linea news, as well as an update regarding Orderly and how to farm perp dexes using the best strategy not to get omega wrecked by real traders and bots. So before that, we also have a couple updates regarding the dexes and bridges to use if you want to passively qualify for token airdrops in the future. Let's jump in. Starting with Crystal DeFi, they recently introduced a points program, and you can simply farm the points by using the platforms, making the same chain swaps or cross-chain swaps. Also, you can see that it's very underfarmed. I've only made 2 swaps and I'm already near the top 1000 wallets, so this could be a nice one if it ends up delivering. You can also get some points by completing social tasks such as Twitter and weekly quizzes. Next, we have Bebop. They've been hinting at token for quite a while now, and they are live on many chains, recently adding Blast and ZkSync. Blast also has the Blast Gold mechanics, but that's topic for another video. You also have Matcha. Matcha has pretty good coverage, and it is one of my go-to tokenless dexes, as well as Odos, which allows you to swap multiple tokens in a single transaction. Moving on to bridges, we have the classics Jumper and Bungee. These are the 2 tokenless bridges that have been quite the good standard for quite a while now. You have many Ethereum Layer 2s, and recently they also added Solana and METIS. Also for Bungee, this one is powered by Socket. They are one of the bigger tech companies, and they also have pretty nice bridge coverage. Some of the more exotic ones include Blast and, for example, Mental. Next one, and also their refuel feature is super useful whenever you need to fund a new wallet or a new chain. Next one, we have Orbiter. Orbiter has been farming us as much as we've been farming them, but hopefully sometime in 2024 they will finally drop a token, and they really have incredible chain coverage. They have, if you need to go to any different exotic chains such as Mo, ZK Fair, Mental, Manta, even Immutable, then you can use Orbiter. And one of my recent favorites is Rango, because they have some really nice Cosmos integrations as well. You can find many different chains and bridges, such as Kujira, Injective, and others. Then if you're going from Cosmos to Cosmos, 2 that are announcing their tokens and are probably going to be worth your time are TFM. This is the best IBC bridge. You have 115 networks to choose from, as well as CoinHall, whose Hall token is coming. So hopefully the snapshot is not yet taken and we can actually get some bridge and swap volume. And if you are staking in Cosmos, you can consider redelegating your stake to one of their validators, because this could be a multiplier for their eventual airdrop. However, if you're bridging from Cosmos to EVM, absolutely use Hyperlane's Use Nexus, because Hyperlane is probably the last biggest interoperability airdrop now that both Wormhole and the ZK Polyhedra have dropped their tokens. For all of this alpha and more, you can consider joining our Discord, where we share information like this on a daily basis. We have the big active airdrops thread, so you can keep up to date with everything, as well as the announcements and airdrop distribution tabs, where you can make sure to not miss a single airdrop claim. We have over 500 members and we're helping each other every day. We even have an invitations and referrals tab where you can share your latest exploits on chain. Now, moving over to Data Ownership Protocol, DOP news. The claim for DOP token is live. If you have participated in their testnet, if you have bought during private sale or testnet round, then you can claim your tokens. And great news is that 100% of your token allocation from testnet participation is actually available. One key thing to note is that because of their future partnership with a centralized exchange, they have made it so that your tokens are not transferable at the moment, and some of the token claimers might even have to do a KYC. However, they have assured us that it is a zero knowledge KYC, which means that in line with their company policies, they are trying to keep this data private and have zero access to it at any point. Moving over to Linea, we have the last stage of Linea Voyage announcement, the Surge. This one is trying to introduce more liquidity into Linea network, and they're going to do so until the Linea TVL reaches 3 billion, or for the period of 6 months from April to October. Currently, we are sitting at just around 450 million in total value locked, which is not always the best for slippage, and overall user experience is not ideal. So how this will work is people who have provided liquidity, at least 1 ETH worth of liquidity up to now, you will get extra multipliers for the upcoming LXPL campaign, and people with a lot of capital will be able to generate new LXPL, and this will provide extra points for the potential eventual airdrop. They constantly continue to talk about decentralization, and we all know what decentralization means in crypto. It means very likely token in the future. Also, the early adopters will not be forgotten. If you have provided at least 1 ETH, as mentioned before, there will be multipliers, but people who also participate in the current LXP campaigns, such as Linea Park, you will also be able to get some extra benefits from providing liquidity and generating new LXPL. Other news include the fact that finally the transaction fees on Linea are much lower. The Denkun upgrade is in full swing, and you're only paying a couple cents to transact on Linea, sending ETH and making transactions. Also, lastly, we have something called the ERC-404 technology coming to Linea, which means fractionalized NFTs are thing on Linea now, and you can get more use cases as well as better liquidity and better usage of your NFTs on Linea. And finally, let's take a look at orderly news, where gasless transactions are actually a reality. They have recently announced that their early adopters are getting some incentives. The first light riders, so people who have transacted on EVM or near traders, as well as Galaxy campaign users and Zeely participants, you have some rewards coming your way, but this is only the start, and in the first week of April, the next part of the campaign starts, and you will be able to get extra rewards for using orderly protocols. Orderly protocols are currently on EVM, Woofy Pro and LogX Pro, and on Near you have Refinance, Jump DeFi, and BTSC DEX. Now, one of our friends in Discord, he made around $3,000 for simply making a couple swaps on orderly on Near. So whenever you have some kind of promotion on an underused chain, such as Near, then you definitely need to jump on these opportunities because, as you know, if it is not farmed, but it is a very reputable and good project such as orderly, usually that's a winning combination. The project in mention is Long, and this is the one where if you traded on one of the orderly partners on Near at least $10 worth, then you would have qualified for a very juicy airdrop. The campaign lasted from February 27th to March 26th, and it was just something that we should have kept a better eye on. Now, in order to not miss the future opportunities, we will do a 2-in-1 with LogX and Rage Trade plus Hyperliquid. But in order not to lose any capital trading, which is actually something that happens all the time, as you can see my amazing PNL over here, we will be opening a delta neutral position, which means that we're going to open a long on LogX while opening simultaneously the same asset pair, but in a short position. This way, you guarantee that you only pay for the platform fees, and even the market moves in crazy directions, you are not losing any money in theory. We will also make sure to use very tight stop losses and take profits because our goal is to build volume. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to Rage Trade and deposit into your Hyperliquid account. You can use the Arbitrum USDC as we did in the last video. And once you are ready, then you can simply go over to the leverage tab and use the maximum leverage because we want to build volume and we're going to use tight stop losses. So go to 20x leverage. We will open with the maximum amount using market value here long on LogX, and immediately using the Bitcoin USDC pair, you want to make sure to have the take profits and stop losses input immediately, which means that for the Bitcoin pair, no wait, we are on ETH USDT. Currently the price is 3513, so we want to make sure that our take profit is, for example, 3518, and our stop loss might be 3505. This way, if some crazy ass scam weeks happen, like for example, this one, I don't know what the hell this was, but you don't risk liquidations in case you actually get one of these crazy candles randomly. Now we're going to open the same position on Rage Trade, but in a short. So we have ETH here, right? So we go here, we go with max. Why is there only, okay, I'm in GMX. Make sure to go to Hyperliquid, go here max, and open a short position on ETH. Now, this way you are making sure that you're only paying the platform fees and you are generating the airdrop points for both protocols. One very important thing regarding LogX, make sure that you are on the LogX Pro version because this is the one that is using orderly technology. And every Friday, you can already start claiming your LogX rewards, which will be transferred into a token sometime in the future. Now you can also use the Woofy Pro that is also using Orderly, but currently this one does not have any special incentives and their Arbitrum reward campaign is just finished on March 31st. So I would definitely use either Rage Trade plus Hyperliquid or the LogX campaigns. Now, lastly, you can also use, if you're going to use Orderly, then you may as well just complete their simple Galaxy tasks. These are the orderly contributor tasks, which are simple social stuff following the members' role in the Discord, as well as the Zealy community participation. And that's a wrap for all the topics for today. If you find the content valuable, consider liking and subscribing with bell notifications on. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And when you're ready to take your airdrop game to the next level, you have our Discord as a private community where a lot of great alpha is shared daily. We help each other with referrals all the time. And 2024 is probably the last biggest airdrop year. You want to make sure to make the most of it. There is also an airdrop tracking application that makes everything much more organized. Keeping everything on hundreds of pages of Google Sheets is just absurd. Till next time, have an amazing day.